Okay, welcome back friends to DCT Lab, and for obvious reasons I am Mr. DCT. So we are going to continue with our tutorial series. In our previous video we did exercise 9, which was to calculate the average of three numbers. Now we move on to exercise 10 and things are getting more interesting. It's really a real life problem that we are going to be solving here. So without any further ado, let me open my command line interface. So I'm going to create my folder and file here. By the way, let me just close this previous exercise. Now right now I have only exercise 1 to 9. Let me create a new directory. So I'm going to name it exercise 10. As you can see, exercise 10 has been created here. Now I will navigate inside cd, that stands for change directory, exercise 10. Okay, now I'll create a new file called exercise 10.c. That's where I'm going to write my C program. So if I open it, here is the exercise 10.c. okay, let me clear my screen and ls. Okay, you can see the exercise 10.c file already created. Now let me just read the question again. I don't know, did I read already? But let me read. So exercise 10 says a shop gives a 15% discount for purchases over 200 units. Write an algorithm that reads the total price before tax, applies the discount if applicable, and adds 20% VAT, then displays the final total. By the way, VAT stands for value added tax. Okay, so to do that, let me start by commenting this out. So I'm going to say I'll name it as exercise 10, and I'll just say how should I name it? I can say discount. Discount plus VAT. Okay, so I'll name it as that. Now to start with the algorithm, I'll say start. Now I'll declare now my variables. I'll use a variable price, comma, I'll use discounted price, and I'll use the final total. So final total, all of them are going to be as integers. All right, okay, let me drag back to the beginning. Okay, so we already have our price, our discounted price, and we have our final total. Now I'm going to display on the screen for the user to enter the price. So I'm going to say enter the price. Okay, so with that I'm going to say read the price from the user, right? Read price. Now after doing that, here is where the logic comes in now. So if, right, they say if price for purchases over 200 units, there should be a 15% discount. So if price strictly greater than 200 units, right, then I should say discounted price equals to the original price, right, minus now the 15% discount. 15% discount will be 15 divided by 100 times the price, right, the original price. So 15 divided by 100 will give me 0.15, right? Now multiply by the price, that's the original value. Okay, let me drag it back over here. So So if that being the case, I do that. Else if the value or the price is less than 200, then there will not be any discounted price. So there will not be any discount. So discounted price will be. Now in pseudocode we don't mostly use like equals to, we put backward arrow, so we'll be clear that way in pseudocode or in algorithms in general. So here now I'm going to say backward arrow, discounted price is going to be price. So if the user don't do that, there will not be any discounted price, right? So if the user doesn't have a unit that greater than 200, the discounted price will still be price, right? Now after that, they said if applicable at now and at 200 to 20% VAT, that's value added price. So else this. Now I'm going to end my if. Okay, so I have to calculate now my total price. My total price is going to be the discounted price, right? Discounted price now plus, that's the formula to calculate the total price. That's when you are dealing with the value added price, the VAT. You take the VAT and add it to the original or the sub price, right? So the value added price, that is VAT, is going to be 20% times the discount price, the discounted price, and that's 20 divided by 100 will be 0.20, right? Times the discounted price, right? Because we are dealing now with the value added price, the discounted price. Okay, that being done, let me enter. We have to display now on our screen. So I can now say display the price plus discounts, right? Let me say the total price plus I'll just say the discount is the discount plus the VAT, right? Is going to be is, then comma here, total price. Okay, so that's it. I think that's it for the algorithm. So I hope there are no mistakes. So after the algorithm, I'm just going to say end to end the algorithm. Now close my comment. Now let's convert it now into a program language. We are going to be doing it in C and test whether our program works. So to do that, let me first include my library. #include stdio.h, which stands for standard input output. So the library is going to contain the main, the scanf and the printf functions. So int main, in my main function. Now I'm going to say, in fact all of these are floating values, so we're going to be float, right? Because my discount, because of the discount, I have decimal points. So here, I don't know, instead of it being integers, we're going to be real. So we're going to be real numbers because we are dealing with discount here, right? So float, I'm going to say price. In fact, the variables that I name up here, let me copy and paste them. So price, discount, and total price, just to save time. So I'll name them here, Ctrl V, then semicolon. Okay, now next, let me display printf. I'm going to say enter total or let me say enter price before tax, right? Because they say here that before tax, that's the user gets to enter the tax before we calculate the discount. So enter price before tax. Up here we just said enter price, so we should say before tax. Okay, then semicolon. Now scan F to read the value. So it's going to be percentage %f, since it's a floating variable, percentage %f, comma, ampersand price. Then I'll end with semicolon. Okay, after that, now we need to go now to our if condition. So if price is strictly greater than 200 units, right, then we should say discounted price equals to the price minus the discount, and the formula for discount was written here, so I'll just copy and paste just to save time. Okay, now there's one modification I'll make here. I'll put F to specify, to tell the C compiler that this is a floating value. Why? Because if I don't do it, C will consider it in default as a double, and doubles, they usually occupy a lot of memory. So a double occupies 8 bytes of RAM, while a floating value contains only 4 bytes. So put F at the end, so 0.15 F, then times price. Now semicolon, to tell the C compiler that, well, this is a float. Okay, after that, now else we say discounted price is equals to price. That means there's no discount, so I'll just comment it out, and here no discount. Okay, and here I can comment here. I don't know, is it even clear? Like, let me go up, voila, up is not clear. So here I can comment and say 15% discount, so I can say 15% discount. Okay, just to make the code more readable. Okay, now after that, now what's next? We're going to end our if is already ended. Now we need to calculate now the total price. So the total price, final total, is going to be the discounted price plus the VAT, that's the value added text, right? So going to be equals to discounted price plus, now they told us that 20% VAT, so value added text is 20%, so 20% is, that's 20 divided by 100, which is 0.20. Then again F to specify that is a float. Then times discounted price. So it's not much is times price, it's discounted price. So VAT, the formula is always now the percentage multiplied by the sub price, that's the discounted price, right? Now I end with my semicolon. Okay, after that I think that's all. Let me return 0 to end my program. Return 0. Okay, so after doing that, well, here comes the moment of truth. Let's compile and run if there are errors. I hope there are not errors, and I hope so. So I compile and run, Control B. Okay, there are no errors. So here is the compile code. It's in binary, you can't read it, so I'll open my command line interface and run it there. So let me navigate to my command line. Okay, so if I say ls, you see the green exercise 10 is the compile code. So to run it, I'll say /exercise exercise 10. Okay, so it says enterprise before tax. Here was supposed to be before tax, I made a mistake. So before tax, I'll have to compile and run again. But anyway, let me continue from where I am. So before tax, let me say price is, let me say 300 or 250. 250, right? 250 like this. Okay, now there's a problem. After discounted price, okay, we did not display. So sorry, here we said display discounted, discount plus VAT is total price, right? So down here I have to do that. So I'll have to say printf the discount plus VAT is percentage F, right? Now here I'm going to say comma final total, then I'll end with semicolon. Okay, everything is clear now. So I'll compile and run again. Okay, let me clear my screen here, then rerun the program. So enter tax, price before tax will be 250. Okay, see here that it says discounted, the discount plus VAT is 255.00. Now to avoid those trailing zeros, I can just put here %.2, so that will give you in 2 decimal places. Okay, let me compile and run again. Control B, right? Then over here, let me run again. So I'll enter a price like 300. Now the center price is this in 2 decimal places. Now let me try something that is less than 200 and see what will happen. Will be the same. So if I enter something like 150, okay, discounted price is this. Why? Because they added the VAT, the value added text, right? So from this formula here, discounted price plus this, that's why we have this. Okay, so as you can see, the program works perfectly fine, no errors. So see you in the next video, in which we are going to tackle exercise 11. So see you next time, and peace. Bye bye.